A warm namaste to all our readers from India. Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning to viewers from other parts of the world. Before I introduce our guest of the evening, I must give you an exciting news. We are hosting Pioneer Spring Literature Festival on 11th February 2024, a first of its kind event in Gurgaon. We will also be honoring the winners of the Pioneer Literature Awards in 5 categories: fiction, non-fiction, short stories, poems, and debut author. Another important information: we are now the show, a show dedicated to bringing creative artists and their journey to the viewers. So I do hope that in times to come, you will also join the Pioneer Spring Literature Festival in Gurgaon and also be a part of the show. Now back to the episode of the show. First, I'll introduce you to the two moderators. Vardhan Dharka is a former corporate finance honcho, I would say, not executive. He was more than an executive. And now a passionate blogger, a photographer. He clicks beautiful photographs and also a motivational speaker. He has motivated me time and again. Welcome to the show, Vardhan.
Thank you.
I am Sanjay Chandra, a retired bureaucrat, a former corporate executive, and now a published author. My latest book, Behind Closed Doors, was recently published. All 3 of my books are available on Amazon. Now, the guest of our show. We have with us Dr. Kalpana Bora this evening. She is the debut author of My India, My Story. A quick introduction of Kalpana and her books, and her book, I would say. What should I say? Whatever I say about Kalpana would be an understatement. She is a multifaceted personality. And not only that, she is a scientist and professor of physics at Gauhati University, India. Born and brought up in Delhi, she obtained M.Sc. Physics from Delhi University, the Hansraj College, qualified NET/JRF from CSIR, and got admitted into the Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore in 1991 for her PhD. She got her PhD degree from Gauhati University in 2000 and is now a permanent faculty member of Gauhati University since 2006. Kalpana aspires to work more intensively with communities and youth in the field of education. Kalpana is a firm believer and follower of ancient Indian wisdom, values, traditions, cultural and knowledge heritage. She envisions and wishes to work to rebuild Bharat and bring back her glory. Her debut book, My India, My Story, is a motivational memoir of a passionate Indian, Dr. Kalpana Bora, a love letter to her country and humanity, reminding us that love, adaptability, and an open heart can transcend across boundaries and build bridges. Welcome once again to the show, Kalpana.
Thank you.
And now over to you, Vardhan.
Thank you, Sanjay, for such a warm introduction. And namaskar and welcome to all the viewers of this show. And a very happy and healthy 2024 to everyone. It is indeed our pleasure to have Dr. Kalpana Bora on our first show of 2024. Welcome, Dr. Kalpana Bora, a doctorate scientist by profession, as Sanjay has already explained, and somebody who passionately loves Indian culture and wants to revive Indian tradition and Indian heritage is indeed a rare combination. And we are really privileged to have you on our show. So let me start by asking you a question on your passion itself. Is that what do you think we as individual Indians should do to revive our great Indian culture and our spiritual wealth?
Okay, this question is actually very close to my heart. Whatever I have penned down in my book, it is basically a result of my upbringing. So I must say that there is a great responsibility on the part of we parents, because parents will show the path to children. So the environment in my house was like that. My parents and my grandparents, they used to believe in our values, and it was a part of daily lifestyle. It was not like that they will teach us, they will tell that do this, do that. No, it was the part of our lifestyle. So I think we all must again look back what we had as our values, as our traditions. And one more thing is that today's generation, no, they want to know about the scientific reason behind everything. So they question everything, and actually it's good. So it is a duty of the parents that whatever we say about our ancient wisdom, values, traditions, we should also try to give a little bit explanation about them. Then it will be easier for the children to follow. So yeah, that's all I want to say, that mostly it's on the parents. What we do in our houses, our children will learn that only. uh, that would be the quick answer to your question.
Okay, that's really interesting and important, because finally we have to start from ourselves. We can't keep on saying that somebody else should make a beginning and somebody else should take a lead. It's
Yeah,
we, all
yeah,
of
it
us will
begins
have to
at
do
our
it.
homes. It begins at our homes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, along with we as an Indians, what we should do, what do you think government of India or the state governments, respective state governments can do to actually revive this tradition, which over a period has actually lost its relevance, or people have forgotten it?
Yes, people tend to forget. In fact, we have seen during last couple of years that people are now gaining confidence. People now are looking back into their values. So I think government has already taken some initiatives at in central government it also. And like for example Ayushman Bharat, and then I mean that is what, and then taking pride in our for example Ayurvedic treatment and all. So the lifestyle, and third is that lifestyle yoga. It is very important for us to follow a lifestyle which is very close to nature. And the values, for example, in our ancient India we had a lot of things about sustainable practices also. Like in our house, we always used this principle: reduce, reuse, and recycle. Like we won't throw anything. We will my grandmother, I have penned it down in my book also. My grandmother would always say, like when a cloth is torn, we try to reuse it. So all those practices were there. So I think government has already taken some initiatives, I should say, and then it's on the part of the people also. And I mean, governments alone can't do everything. So we also must take pride, and we should try to read our ancient scriptures, which I think they are in Sanskrit. It's not possible for us to read those difficult Sanskrit, but translated versions at least. So government is taking interest, and I'm happy about it, because we followed these practices in our homes. So, and rest now depends on people also, like we must also try to. And then I would also like to say that it's not only that we will go back to our ancient times. We have to pick things from there, and we also have to embrace the modernity, because modern science and technology, we can't say that this is bad or this is right. We can I just can't say that only my Indian values are good and modern science technological development is bad. No, it's not like that. We have to keep a perfect balance of the two. Like we have to we have to advance technologically also, as well as we have to take pride in our ancient values also. So I think keeping a perfect balance between the two is the call of the hour.
Okay, okay. Maybe I would like to ask you a further question on this, is that if we have to make certain changes to our education policy so that it gets the focus? What is it that you think can be done to bring this aspect or this focus on the Indian culture and tradition? How do we change our education system?
Yeah, actually, it's a very good question. And again, since I am teacher, I am very much concerned about it. In fact, recently, the NEP 2020 has been implemented, and so it's a new national education policy. And there are a lot of elements in NEP 2020 which will, which will address these questions. For example, now only the curriculum, in the curriculum itself, some value-added course, some skill-based course, they have been added. And say, for example, the ancient Indian knowledge and Indian knowledge system, there is a paper. In fact, our university is also offering a paper on the ancient Indian knowledge value based system. So now a lot of attention is being paid on this element, so that students will learn at least some part of it. It is now brought into the education policy, I mean into the curricula itself. So it's good that everyone has to take that paper. So slowly children, like for example now, and as I said, a lot of duty lies on parents as well as on teachers. Now, for example, I will just like to give an example. The other day, when this Ram Pratishtha ceremony was taking place, no, my daughter, who is studying medicine, she was in Tezpur, so she told me, "Ma, भैया को, दोनों भाइयों को बोलना कि आज नहा लें और दिया जला लें और मंदिर होके आना," like that. So she also had, उसने भी दिया वहां पर जलाया था. So I felt very happy that she was not with me, but she has those things in mind. So I like, I think I have been able to impart these values. So slowly children will understand, and it is coming back. I mean, it will take time, of course, because as you said, as you mentioned in the beginning, we seem to forgot these things, but again it is coming back. So I think we have a bright future. So I think we will be able to embrace both our values as well as modern science and technological development.
You mentioned that.
I will interrupt Vardhan. Kalpana, that raises a query in my mind.
Yeah.
The query is that, we are a patriarchal society.
Yes.
And the sister still had to remind her brothers to take a bath and to put a tikka and everything. So that is the change. Yes, that change is coming. I'm not saying that change is not coming, but the change is coming. And it is with evolved parents like you and us that is happening. And I'm sure in times to come that will happen. Yeah, please. Sorry for the interruption, Vardhan. Please continue. Yeah.
No. It was a very good point. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks.
It was a very good observation.
Absolutely. I think you are absolutely right. The question I wanted to ask you is that you mentioned that today's young population is very curious, and they want to know why something has to be done in particular fashion. So
yes,
how do we ensure that their curiosity is satisfied, and do we need to do more research and more understanding of the practices that we were following in the past? And how do we go in that direction?
Yes, that's true. That's true. Like, earlier what was happening is that if my parents will tell something, we will follow it blindly. Like, कि चलो भाई आज त्योहार है, सब उठ के नहाना है, या जो भी करना है, whatever. Like, if when seasons change, then we celebrate some festivals, and there are some traditions. So in earlier times, we used to follow them. But then, when I was in college, then I started thinking about them. Say, for example, before marriage, people will say कि शादी से कुछ दिन पहले घर से बाहर नहीं निकलना है, like दूल्हा दुल्हन को. आजकल it's not possible because everyone does job, but at least the message was कि before marriage and even before exams also. Now when my children, they are having their class 12 exams, so I will take care that you don't go outdoor, you have to stay safe. So the logic behind that was that before marriage you try to keep yourself safe, you don't eat food here and there, so that you don't fall sick. So one has to take care of that. So that was the logic behind it, like and then we say that कि रात को पौधे नहीं तोड़ मतलब फूल नहीं तोड़ने हैं, तुलसी भी नहीं तोड़नी है. So the logic is that, like, in the night, when there was not proper light and all in earlier times, then snake might come, or things like that. So definitely we need to do some research in this direction. Scientific logic, 2 or 3 some incidents I have narrated in my book, which came to my mind when I was writing book. I could not do much research about it because I had to touch many points, but definitely we need to do more research in this direction so that we can explain these things to our kids in a more scientific way, because once we explain logic to them, they will definitely understand, and then they will try to follow also. I'm sure about it.
I completely agree with you. Is that today's young generation, they are very curious and they would definitely like to know why something has to be done in particular fashion. And if you satisfy their curiosity and it stands test of time, they will do that.
They will definitely do. I am seeing in my family, my children, my daughter, when she was small, she used to raise some objections, but now she's in college. She has understood herself, Now I'm glad that she, many a time, she resonates with me. I mean, thought process. So it's good.
Okay. That's really encouraging. So coming to your book that you have written, is that what prompted you to write a book?
Okay, I would like to show my book here. Can you see it?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is my book. So actually, to be very frank, when we were locked in during COVID, so I was trying, first I was writing the COVID diary. Like, because it was a unprecedented phenomena which was happening to our lives. So daily I will write कि आज ये हुआ, आज वो हुआ. Today, how we are, bringing food items, how we used to keep everything in a storeroom, and then I will sanitize everything. And today, first case has come. How many people have died? Like this, that, So I was keeping a record of that in my laptop initially. Then and how government was tackling or how people were helping each other, this everything I was taking note of it. Then when COVID was gone, it was starting to fade away, then I thought that it has become a good document. Then just this idea came to my mind, and of course this urge of writing book, it was long back in my heart. Somehow I was feeling it because I came from Delhi to Assam, and I felt this need that today's generation, we can tell them so much, because although it would look, it won't look very pleasant, but the bitter truth is that because both mother and the work and the father are working, so children, they spend their time alone. That's the bitter truth. So I thought that we today's generation, if the way I was born and brought up, because my mother was a housewife, and whenever we came back from school, we will totally get her attention. So that was a very big advantage. So we could get all those values closely from our parents. So then I thought, that these things which we have learned, like I have achieved today with our hard work, starting from scratches, studies, JRF fellowship, going to IIC, going to foreign countries, everything, So hard work and patience. So then I thought that, and of course, this culture, this fusion of cultures, it was very interesting. Coming from Delhi and then settling in Assam, and I must say that I'm leading a happy life. I have embraced both the cultures. So I thought that if I add some more chapters to whatever I had written during COVID, would be a good document. And then I first, noted down some name of the chapters, that what I could add to them. First, I named down the chapters, and then slowly I started writing down it. And then, that's how it took the shape of the book. Yeah.
Was writing a difficult proposition for you, since this was your first book?
Not really, because I am into scientific writing anyway. Since my PhD, since 1992, I am into scientific writing. So,
Yes.
and one more thing is that I love to express my, feelings. I'm very expressive. Like if I become friendly with someone, I want to talk to him or her. I mean, I won't talk just in the beginning, but if I become friendly and if something wrong is happening, I want to explain it too. Because being a teacher, it has come also.
Yeah.
I have seen my father also. So I want to tell people that do it this way, do it that way, little bit expressive. So I don't think, yeah, it was not difficult for me. But then towards the end, when I wanted to when I wanted to give a final shape to it, then it was little bit hard because that I was not able to find enough time,
Mm,
I should say,
mm,
because teaching
mm.
duties are also there.
Yeah.
So then I
Yeah.
had to steal time from my schedule. Yeah.
Mm. Okay. 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 Our viewers would love if you can read a passage from your book.
Okay. Um, Actually, I was just glancing. I think I would read the first beginning from the beginning itself.
Yeah.
I find it
Okay.
very interesting. So it's the first chapter, Bachpan, my childhood in Delhi, Mati Sugandh. I'm sitting on my study table, placed in the corner of our bedroom, the only room where we have AC, and there is a window beside my table. It has just rained, and the weather has turned pleasant with a cool breeze. Electricity just went off, which usually happens here in Assam as soon as the weather becomes rainy or stormy. One transformer near our house blasted off with a huge sign of doom. We opened all the windows and cool air has turned it so pleasant inside our house. We live in Gauhati University teachers' quarters. I can see greenery outside from my study table and I can feel the sondhi smell of mati. It appears as if nature has taken a fresh bath and leaves and trees have become greener and younger. In Assam, during summer, days become unbearable due to high humidity. These days, the actual temperature has been soaring at around 34 to 35 degrees, while it feels like 44 to 46 due to high humidity. It will remain like this for 4 or 5 days and then it will rain. The last couple of days have been scorchingly hot. Last year, as I look back, I wonder how time flies. I can vividly recall my childhood memories since class 2. Of course, I remember some snapshots from earlier times too. From class 2 onwards, I studied in a government school, Sudamanagar Primary School, which was visible from our house. Prior to that, I was admitted to Ramjas Public School in nursery class, and my parents tell me that I ran out of school crying and shouting, "Mummy, Mummy." And then luckily, my paternal uncle spotted me on the road while he was traveling in a bus and brought me home. After that, my parents got me admitted in a school that was visible from my house, about 150 meters away from my house, that close. I vividly remember my classrooms, my teachers. Mrs. Munni Devi, headmistress, was my class teacher in class 2. We used to sit on the floor on cloth mat strips. We called them tatpati. I can boast that the education we got in government schools in those times was much better than today's so costly private schools. We received holistic education. Teachers would teach us academics, hand stitching, some cooking, first aid, yoga, singing, art, etc. Everything. We got engaged in sports activities, would celebrate festivals, would be involved in singing, acting, drama, and dance. And in addition to that, we received value education too by following our teachers. There would be inter-school sports meet. In one of the schools, Jairani Bagh, there was a big library from where we could borrow books. I still remember reading novels of Julius Caesar in Hindi, borrowed from there during class 4 or 5. Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful, and very impressive. I must congratulate you for the book that you have written.
Thank you.
As part
Thank
of
you so
our
much.
show, we also have a rapid fire round. So if
Okay.
you're okay, then we can go ahead with that.
Okay. Let me see how many I can answer.
Yeah, yeah. It's very simple. Don't worry.
Okay.
So first question: Delhi or Guwahati?
Both.
Both. Okay.
Both.
Ramayana or Mahabharat?
Raman is more close to my heart.
Okay.
Yeah.
What would you like to become in your next birth?
I would like to become a Bharatiya Nari again.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. Your favorite author?
My favorite author. I actually don't read that much of books. That the author of Class and author of that one Class किसने लिखा था? I forgot.
Okay.
Author of Class. I forgot.
Your favorite hero?
My favorite hero. My favorite hero आमिर खान है और पहले में तो क्या बताएं, पहले तो बहुत सारे अच्छे हैं हीरोज. करंट में आमिर खान बता सकते हैं.
Okay. Okay. Travel
राजेंद्र कुमार
destination
भी
that
हैं. राजेंद्र कुमार पहले के हीरो.
chocolate hero.
Yeah.
Travel destination you would like to visit?
What's that?
Travel destination
अच्छा, ट्रैवल डेस्टिनेशन. मुझे अभी
you would
कश्मीर
like
जाना
to.
है. कश्मीर.
Okay.
कश्मीर जाने की बहुत इच्छा है. Yes.
Okay. So when are you planning?
Actually planning तो we have been planning since long, but थोड़ा सा डर लगता है. Like कुछ हो ना जाए due to terrorism and all.
Yeah.
But it's a dream. Yeah, I very much want to go.
I'm sure you will go in near future.
Yes, I'm hoping so.
So congratulations, you have passed the rapid fire round with flying colors.
I failed
And
in
now
one. I couldn't answer.
that is what makes it more interesting.
Okay.
So now I hand over the mic to Sanjay for onward discussion.
Thank you, Vardhan. Thank you. So, Dr. Shankar Sahai, did that excerpt evoke some memories in your mind? We have Dr. Shankar Sahai, who has written a book of short stories by the name of Chandosi Junction. I don't know whether he's
Okay.
there or not. I mean, I can see him.
Certainly. In fact,
So
I was waiting for the interview to end. And, it's indeed a pleasure. Kalpana madam, wish you all the very best and best wishes. It was really nice to listen to the excerpts. Me and
Thank
my
you.
wife, Preeti Sahai, and me, we are both listening to it. And we will certainly be very happy to buy your book. I believe it's on Amazon, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, it's an Amazon. Yes, it's an Amazon.
As Sanjay ji mentioned, our book Chandosi Junction is also a collection of short stories about a small place,
Okay.
which is in UP. And that talks
Alright.
about our childhood memories when we were growing up. So the excerpt which you read, it's absolutely, it relates to what we have written.
Okay, I would definitely love to read it.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you.
Sanjay ji.
Thank you, Shankar ji.
Thank you,
Indra ji.
Vardhan ji.
Indra ji, would you like to ask Kalpana something? You will have to unmute yourself. Yeah.
Yeah.
And would you like to switch on your video?
No,
Yeah,
when you started writing books, Kalpana ji, आप कभी से
हाँ जी. नहीं, actually ये मेरी
कभी
first.
से स्टार्ट किया है?
Can I speak in Hindi or English only? Actually, I started writing it during 2019, and it took me no, not 2019. Sorry, 2020. 2020 I started writing it, and it took me about into last year I could finish it. So 3 years I took. I took
Oh,
3 years
3
time.
years is a long period.
Yeah, 3 years. Yes,
Nice.
because whatever I would make sure, I had to do research also in writing. So yes, it
So
took
far,
time.
how many books? So far, how many books you have written?
No, this is my first book only.
First book.
Yes, this is my
Nice.
first book. Yeah.
So thank you, Indraji. Thank you. And thank you so very much, Vardhan, for such a wonderful moderation. And thank you so much, Kalpana, for being a part of the show. Wish you all the best. Thank you,
Thank
viewers,
you.
for joining us this evening. Please do read Kalpana's My India, My Story. And please also do share your reviews. This episode of the show was also recorded. We will share the recording on YouTube and other social media handles. That's it from us this evening. Look out for the notification about the next episode. Goodbye, stay safe, and have a great Sunday evening. Thank you all very much. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you
Sanjay
very
ji.
much.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
sir. Thank you, Vardhan.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Shankarji.
you.
Thank you, Indraji.